Hello, I'm Sarah Liu in 12th grade, and the title of my oration is Atheism or Christianity, a Matter of Life and Death. Arriving at an educated position in the atheism versus Christianity debate is a matter of life and death because it determines one's eternity. Though many teach a materialistic worldview as truth, atheism, the belief in the absence of a God, cannot be tested. Therefore, it is by definition a belief, which is the acceptance of the validity of something in the absence of substantiation. Neither Christianity nor atheism can be proven, yet one can compare them to test their accuracy. Considering various philosophical arguments, including the origin of the universe, the presence of human intellect, and the existence of a set of moral standards, Christianity distinguishes itself as a superior belief system over atheism. First, the atheistic belief about the beginning of the universe lacks foundation when compared to its theistic counterpart. Consider universal causation, the idea that everything in the universe happens for a reason. While atheists embrace the belief that all things come from nothing for nothing, Christianity claims God created all things for a cause, which is evident in the constant search for human purpose. Some may argue that universal causation suffers the problem of infinite regress, which is an endless chain of reasoning or justification. However, a first cause unravels it. The only alternative explanation is a causal loop, where there is no start nor end cause, and the present depends on both past and future events, which is paradoxical. In contrast, accepting a first cause, namely God, is sensible. One may argue the universe can be the necessary being and cause itself. Nevertheless, God differs in that he is external to the created object. While an external entity can cause the cosmos, the materialistic universe cannot cause itself to exist before existing. Furthermore, there are at least 20 fine-tuned universal constants. If they are just slightly different, the current understanding of the world will be significantly altered, and the universe may even collapse. Fine-tuning is not anticipated by atheists. Christians, on the contrary, view the fine-tuned universe as how the omniscient God designed it. The Christian comprehension of God creating the cosmos triumphs over the atheistic belief of nothing creating the universe. Second, human rationality is also better accounted for by Christianity. Since atheists reject intelligent design, believing that all things arise by chance, it follows that the developed human cognition also arose randomly, which deems intellect unreliable. Chance does not give trustworthy information, undermining the basis for reason. In addition, sexual selection is futile in the emergence of rationality. Though correlation would be beneficial, causation is not needed for survival. Logic, a particular mode of reasoning viewed as valid or faulty, is a strict system that functions on consensus. Yet, there will be no consensus, therefore no system, because atheistic macroevolution dictates only a few will gain these traits and agree. Some claim that rationality is a man-made construct based on the opinions of the majority. However, this argument does not truly establish the trustworthiness of human intellect. Humans are flawed. Simply because the majority accepts something does not mean it is valid. The suppressed minority may correctly arrive at the right conclusion. People cannot rightfully judge the truth of different positions when they cannot objectively validate their own. Nonetheless, atheism is built on causation, rationality, and intellect. Because atheists cannot establish these objectively, they undermine all of their own arguments. In contrast, Christians can comfortably rely on cognition, since an omniscient God designed it. Therefore, Christianity establishes human rationality better than atheism, without undermining its own arguments. Finally, while Christianity upholds a moral standard, an atheistic worldview based on macroevolution contradicts morality and reduces virtues to selfishness. For example, the foundation of macroevolution is racist. Darwin indicates his view against non-favored races in the full title of his most famous book, On the Origin of Species by Means of Natural Selection or the Preservation of Favored Races in the Struggle for Life. Hitler, getting his idea from Darwin, wanted to improve humanity by mass murdering Jews. Similarly, in Darwin's other book, The Descent of Men, he expressed the differences in intellect and morality in the highest races and the lowest savages, and designated his race the white and civilized. Accordingly, many biology textbooks illustrate darker-skinned creatures evolving to lighter-skinned modern Caucasian, suggesting humans with darker skins are inferior. On the contrary, Genesis teaches that all people descended from one man and are therefore one race. This idea is supported by modern science, which suggests melanin, the deciding factor of skin tones, has negligible differences among those who are conventionally regarded as different people groups. Likewise, the presence of altruism and love do not support atheism. Atheistic Darwinism teaches survival of the fittest. However, society views loving others as a virtue. Macroevolution reduces love to nothing more than chemical reactions caused by neurotransmitters. Nonetheless, people consider love supreme and are willing to die for their loved ones. Accepting Genesis better explains these societal patterns because it states, humans are created in the image of a loving God. Ultimately, ethics regarding racism, altruism, and love align with Christianity and contradicts atheism. In conclusion, Christianity is a more educated position to embrace than believing in atheism because it better accounts for the beginning of the universe, human rationality, and a widely accepted moral standard. Understanding arguments for Christianity is important because Christians are committed to always be prepared to give an answer to everyone who asks you to give the reason for the hope that you have. As Christians, we should be able to effectively defend and share our beliefs. Choosing to learn the arguments for Christianity is a matter of eternal life and death for skeptics you encounter. Thank you.